Let's go over relics, how to get them, and which ones you should be farming for in a Rise crossover. Hello, it is sisterguard here. Hopefully you're having a great day. I'm having a great day. We're back today in a Rise crossover because we're going to be going over relics. This has been the newest thing that was added in Saturday's past update, and we're going to go over how to get them, all the good jazz I talked about in the intro. But before we do that, please make sure you smash the like button, do the same subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Helps me a lot. And let's get right on into it. So, first things first, what are relics? Relics are basically going to be a boon for you to increase anything from shadow damage, weapon damage, shadow level, drop chance, and a rise luck. So those are kind of the big ones to look out for. So I'm going to show you all this lovely chart. This is where you get each of these relics. So basically every single dungeon map or dungeon island has their own. We also have one that comes from Castle that is dropped by Wessel or Essel, whichever you prefer. And the last one is dropped by Badu in the Badu raid. Now, how do you get them? Basically, you go all the way in, you defeat the boss or Wessel or Badu, like I stated before. These will drop. You do not need to destroy them. They're just like weapons. So they will drop automatically when the mob is destroyed or killed, whatever you want to do. Now, how can they drop? What do they do? All that good jazz. Let's go ahead and go over. They come in between SS and E ranks. So as you can see, I have an eerie or pulse emblem. The shadow damage, meh. But if we go up here to this S rank pulse emblem, that's a little bit of a difference. Just a hair. So basically the SS's will be at 120% what the intended is. A is kind of the baseline. I will tell you, these have a percent range that they can be in between. We can just use the shards of malice here. These are not the same. There's a difference. Another good example is I have two S rank clawbound rings. Those are a little different. So there is slight deviation in what stats you can get. So someone else may get something different. Now, the best way to get it other than running dungeons, I'm going to go ahead and let you know this right now. Go over to the shop. Other than farming these over and over and over again, you want that ×2 drop chance. Okay. Use a drop potion. Okay. And the third way is go ahead and get one of the 2 drop relics. So these will probably be the first relics you seriously want to farm for. Site node right now is the better one. So if we look at that chart again, you can kind of see that some of the percentiles get maxed out. The later worlds are going to have higher percentile chances for those items. Example being, I have a drift compass right here. It's an S rank. It is only 8.19%. Okay. And then I have the site node that drops at 11.44. So I'm going to want to farm dragon more than I will where I can get this, which I don't even remember. I think this is Braum. So those are going to be kind of the first ones you're going to want to go after. The next one you're going to want to go over is getting the flicker crest. So this is going to increase your rise luck. I'm going to say I really haven't seen too much of like this being a big boon. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not lying. Like it just meh. The next one you're going to want to go after is, I'm going to be honest, echo shards. These increase your shadow level. So if we go ahead and take a look at my shadows right now. Yeah. That is a big boon. So we can go ahead and unequip that real quick and kind of show you their base without that. It basically increases their level. This is going to allow them to do a lot more damage. And I'm going to have a build video once I hit level 100. I will go ahead and tell you right now, shadows can get pretty broken the higher level you get. So yeah, I would go ahead and try and pick up one of those shards. Also, I think that's a Mori, so it's relatively easy. The next one I would work on getting is, I believe it's Grit Core. That's the higher weapon damage one. And if you really just want to go for broke, go ahead and get Pulse Emblem. Although I'm going to have to tell you the difference between this and getting, yeah, see, that's not that big of a boon. You want the level increase. Now, they also have the Shard of Malice. I do want to talk about these two. Shard of Malice increases your shadow damage and your weapon damage. So it's not only just yours, but it's also your shadows. And you have Hive Plate. So this is Badu's drop. So we'll go ahead and equip that. It's meh. It's meh. I mean, if I had a higher rarity, it may do more. But the stats that I've seen on a lot of these, the shadow level is what's giving this the biggest boon. So yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, Hive Plate is a pain to farm for. Echo is significantly easier. So I would kind of take that in consideration when you're farming for these. Now, one thing I do want to add, if you're trying to farm for a very, very specific relic, is realize we get these lovely world runes for, say, XZ, Base, Lucky. You can go farm a specific rune. Like, if I really want a better... If you want a better Echo Shard, go ahead and use a Mori rune on, like, right now, there's a solo leveling E up. Go use that on that, and you can very quickly farm, at least try to get a chance to go ahead and get it. So that's how I was able to farm such high level stuff, is while I was running dungeons in order to level up, is I was using a lot of these world runes in order to change them to what I wanted them to be. Honestly, the next thing I got to work on is Dragon Rune, because I only have an A rank of the little monocle. I can't remember what half these things are right now. I just call it the drop chance of sight nodes. So yeah, I would highly recommend you either go collect some world runes, which is just you get them from running the dungeon. You can get a ton of them in a single run, or finding someone who does have them so you can go ahead and start farming the boss with them. So that's my recommendation there. Now you're like, why do I want these? They're going to help give you a huge damage boost, a huge drop boost, because I'm going to let you know right now, this helps so much with getting other items, like getting dust, getting swords. So you're going to want one of these, one of the sight nodes, just to be able to farm weapons and everything else that you're wanting. I honestly haven't had that much change of luck with the Flicker Crest, but that just, I don't know. I don't know if it's working as intended. Bad RNG on my part. But sight node, definitely, as far as utility goes, this one is severely OP. I mentioned in previous videos when I talked about things the devs may be adding. The dev did talk about, again on Icy Stream, I'll actually put his link down this time, that there possibly in the future could be the ability to equip 2 of these or have some other type of utility. So we could be doing more with these. The other thing I'm going to note is do not sell or get rid of any of these, because we possibly in the future, we've seen stuff being able to be merged, combined, whatever. I would hold on to these so that if we are able to merge and or combine them, you can go ahead and get a rarer one. Now, I know some people will be like, oh, you can only get S rank ones from S rank dungeons. No, it is purely RNG. We are back to being RNG simulator yet again. So for those of you that are wanting a higher ranked one, you're just going to have to do them over and over and over and over again. Now, I am curious as to what y'all's thoughts and opinions are on Relics. And if there's anything I've missed in this video, I will go back through and kind of add my own 2 cents. So there may be a little bit of voiceover. But y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions on Relics. Honestly, I haven't been like strictly farming for them other than dungeons. Like if it's an XY dungeon, I'll go ahead and change it to like a lower one like Mori so I can keep farming for a better shard. Things like that. So I'm curious as to how this is going to work. Like long term, like what other utilities these are going to be able to have. Also realize, because all of the worlds have their own shard or own relic, what new relics could we see with new updates? Because that'll be something interesting to farm, is getting those brand new relics. So I'm really intrigued. But y'all also let me know if y'all have gotten an SS. I have not been able to score an SS. I have been grinding like crazy. Cannot get one. I have plenty of S ones. I have so many shards of malices I want to throw up. But, you know. But y'all let me know what's the highest one you got. Which one's your favorite? Which one has been the biggest pain in the butt for you to get? Do you understand what relics are? That's also what I want to know. But anyways, guys, thank y'all for being here. I greatly appreciate it. And I will see y'all next time.